can't think. God, why can't I think? Ask me for an idea any other time and it's not a problem. But right now, nothing. All I have is this expanse of grey mush going round and round inside my head, like you put a roll of toilet paper in the washing machine. It's not that I don't want a new idea. I mean, I know I need one, but I do want one as well. I think that's the worst thing. I can feel an idea lurking just on the edge of my mind like a sunset on the horizon. But then the more I chase it, the further away it gets. Sometimes the horizon will just twist entirely to an idea I don't want to chase anymore. Those are the straight in the bin ideas. Sometimes there are ideas I have after too much wine or not enough sleep, but at this point I'd even settle for one of those. Don't get me wrong, I've not gone off writing. I love the idea of creating new characters and putting them in new worlds. Although sometimes I do think what happens to them after the end has been written. Do they just go back in a box until I want to write another character with that name? Does the story keep going afterwards? But that's not possible. It's my story. I won't let them. Listen to me talking about let them. I don't care what anyone says, writers definitely have a God complex. Maybe only a little one, but it's definitely there. Maybe all the characters retire to some sunny community somewhere. There could be this little farm somewhere in the back of my imagination where all my characters spend their days crocheting and living a simple life. Maybe it's more like an asylum. I've made these characters think they're someone they aren't, and they live their lives in this drug-induced state of the plays I create and then go back to the asylum. They are never free of that life. I suppose the only way to make them free would be to forget about them, but I'm not sure that I want to. Does that make me a bad person? To choose to keep what are essentially real people locked away in an asylum of my creation so I don't forget about them? Maybe I just don't want to be lonely. I create so many people that my mind is never empty and I'm never just alone with thoughts of real people. That could be what I'm scared of. Of course, it's all just speculating. I have no idea what the inside of my mind looks like any more than anyone else. I know what images I create when imagining or dreaming. Maybe your mind's like a drive-in movie, and when you imagine or dream something, you pull up in a car and just watch it happen. Only with this movie, you have more control. So when you shout, "Don't go in there," as someone's about to open a cupboard door where a murderer is hiding, the character will listen. But then, in some cases, they have to go in there. The bad thing has to happen for the story to unfold properly. I think that's the main difference between creating and dreaming. Dreaming, there are less rules to follow and less realistic factors to consider. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to creating normal characters most of the time. I don't mean your average Joe Bloggs, the 9-to-5 job. I'm talking about human characters, because they don't have to be. If being a writer has proved anything to me, it's that the mind has the ability to imagine and create all sorts. And here I am creating human characters. Maybe that's what I'm missing. And that's why no new idea has come. I should just go wild. Create a play where unicorns and mermaids play football, or leprechauns argue with elves in the Houses of Parliament. What do you think? No, that's not my kind of thing. The politics over the mythical creature's football. I suppose I've never really understood politics, so I just avoid writing about it. I know, that's a coward's way of dealing with things, but I always get worried about getting it wrong. At least with characters I've created in worlds I've created, I can say that's the way they do it, or that's how it works. But politics, that's a real thing. Maybe I will write a play about politics or history one day. I mean, it's not like I'm afraid of doing the research. I've done it when I've needed to. But in those cases, it's always a fleeting reference to something, like the mentioning a lead actor in a film or the ruler of a country at a certain time. If I wrote a historically or politically accurate play, I can see myself buried in research, books stacked 2 foot high and notebooks full of quotes. I'm not going to lie, I have a huge amount of respect for those who can write those plays, but I'm not sure it's for me. Come on, I know you're in there. I know there is an idea in there. I can feel it wanting to form. Maybe my imagination is punishing me. Maybe people are only supposed to have so many good ideas in one life and I've used all mine. Oh God, maybe this is it. I'm just going to spend the rest of my life rewriting old stuff. I'm going to become Disney. Okay, so I'm never going to be that famous, but I always thought, even though I wasn't famous, I always had my imagination and a wealth of new ideas. Is that what it's going to read on my headstone? Here lies Rachel. She had good ideas up to the age of 34. No, I'm not going out like that. I will find this idea. I've done it before and I can do it again. Okay, so I have my name and a date. That's nowhere near a start. Come on, just give me anything. A name, a line, a fucking stage direction, anything. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have treated you like that. I didn't mean it, really. I'm just so lost. I really needed this to go well. All I wanted was one simple idea. Ah, there you are.